Haha, we were playing hide and go seek, but I forgot to tell you we were playing. So anyhow, as I was trying to tell you, we're going to try this problem. It does say factor. You look at it and you go, A equals 8 and B equals 28 and C equals negative 120, and now I have to multiply negative 120 times 8. Are you kidding me, Mrs. Roth? That's ridiculous. So is there something that goes into all of these that we could maybe make it easier? Well, let's see. Definitely 2. Let's just go for the whole thing. Will 8 go in? No, because 8 won't go into 28 evenly. But 4 will. So let's factor out 4 first. So 8 divided by 4 is 2m squared. Okay, so we found a number that went into each term, the biggest one we could find, and now we're going to factor it out. 28m divided by 4, well, that's just 7. Negative 120 divided by 4 is negative 30. And now we have numbers that are at least a little bit easier to deal with. So A is going to be 2, B is going to be 7, and C is negative 30. Okay, and now we just do our regular process. So step 2, we say A times C, or 2 times negative 30, that's negative 60. Okay, now, maybe you're starting to get a little better about coming up with pairs. You're right, there's 1 and negative 60. And there's also 2 and negative 30. And there's also 3 and negative 20. And you can keep going, there's a whole bunch, but maybe you can realize, difference of 7. Let's try, for 60, let's try 5 and negative 12. Okay, well that's close, that's a difference of negative 7, so let's switch the signs, and we get this, okay? Negative 5 and 12, yep. Multiplies to negative 60. Adds to 7. Now I'm kind of running out of room here, but I know you hate it when I squish stuff together. So write it out. We still have that silly 4 in front, but we do have 2m squared minus 5m plus 12m minus 30. Okay? And now you can group the first two. Put the 4 way out front. And then we've got 2m squared minus 5m. And we've got 12m minus 30. Okay, now, what do these have in common? Nothing but an m. And you're left with 2m minus 5. Oh, but I bet when we come over here, what goes into 12 and negative 30? Now, some of you might say 2, but there's something bigger. You've got to find the biggest thing. I think 6 will go in, and you're left with 2m minus 5. Oh, did you see that? Had we not done 6, we wouldn't have gotten matching parts. So now we just pull that stuff together. Can I sneak it up over here? So we still have the 4. We have m plus 6. And then we have our last part, 2m minus 5. Okay? So we're good with that. You can make things easier on yourself if you want. That's okay. All right, last example. Notice this one starts out with solve. Well, this is where that last step comes in. We're going to do our regular process and set each part equal to 0. Okay? So, find your A, B, and C. A is 4, B is negative 17, and C is negative 15. Okay? So we take A times C, and we get 4 times negative 15, and it's negative 60. Oh, look, we were doing those things. And now we want some factors that go to negative 60. How sweet is this? Oh, look. I think we might have a pair. 3 and negative 20. Yes, that works. 3 and negative 20. Okay, because it multiplies to negative 60 and it adds to negative 17. And we could have listed them all again. But if you don't need to, that's fine. Just go ahead. Okay? For those of you that need to list them all, pause the video, list them all, and come back, and you'll find out we were right. Okay, so we're going to write this out in the expanded form, 4x squared. And remember, I like to write my negative first to make my signs a little easier to deal with. If you don't, that's okay. You'll just might have a little trouble factoring out. Okay, So now we're going to group 4x squared minus 20x, and we're going to group 3x minus 15. What do these have in common? Hopefully you're getting pretty good at this. 4 and 20, the number 4, x squared and x. 4x squared divided by 4x is just x. Negative 20x divided by 4x, negative 5. Good. What does this have in common? I bet you're really good at this one. You know it's going to be 3. And you're just left with x minus 5. Oh, look, it's the same thing again. Wow, this stuff really works. Put the 4x plus 3 together. And you've got x minus 5. Now, because this is solved, we have one extra step. We've got to go to lucky 7. And all you do is set each one of these equal to 0. And you solve it. Okay, so what do we do here to get x by itself? Oh yeah, subtract 3 from each side. And then what do? Divide by 4. And you get x equals negative 3/4. Here you just add 5. And you get x equals 5. So your possible solutions are 5 or negative 3/4. That's it. And we'll practice this in class. Bye.